Okay, let's go. Hey, it's 6 o'clock, it's Wednesday evening, Dave and I are on holiday, and we're at Great Mis Tour on Dartmoor.
Great miserable tour, it's lovely.
And we are genuinely enjoying ourselves. That's partly because we've only been on holiday for an hour. So we are perambulating. We are doing a 50-ish mile circuit of Dartmoor from Princetown to Belston, and then down to Dartmead, and then looping around the South Moor for a bit, and then back to Princetown. So day one is just a quick. We were thinking of camping here, to be honest, a Great Mis Tour, but it's only 6 o'clock, so we're going to push on to Lynch Tour, get a couple of tomorrow's miles done, and just hunker down, because, yeah, although we're coping fine with the weather, it's not amazing. So, camp at Lynch Tour, weather will get better tomorrow, and yeah, off we go. The sun has just set apparently, and we are on Lynch Tour, so we are 5.5 miles into the perambulation, and it's a pretty windy spot, and we're just going to pitch as best we can in the wind and the mist, and bring it to my tent. Right, it is getting on for 8 and we are pitched up. Sun in your tent. It's catching the wind of it. Yep. So Dave the Fox 2. This is the first time I've used the X-Mid, apart from in the garden, so pretty pleased with the fact that I remembered how to pitch it. But yeah, all we're going to do now is get into dry clothes, get in the sleeping bag, got a pasty to eat, and then off to sleep.
Well, the wind has been pretty strong all night. It's about 6:30 now. The wind is pushing the side of the tent into me. But it's not been that bad. I mean, I've been awake for chunks of it, but I had a good night's sleep as well. But it's still really blowy out there. Rain seems to have stopped. I think I'm going to pack up and find a sheltered spot for some breakfast.
So it's getting towards 9 o'clock. It is still pretty cold, as you can see from what we're wearing, but the cloud is lifting and the wind has dropped, so that's made a massive difference. The walk from Great Mis Tour to the camp last night, and from the camp last night to here, which is getting towards the Rattlebrook, has just been completely squelchy, and lots of sort of bog hopping, but it's been fine. Trains have held up fine with the seal skins. Haven't kept my feet totally dry, but dry enough. So we're currently trying to find a crossing point. Just up from here is a place called Sandy Ford, which is the recommended crossing point. But yeah, it looks like it's just a bit deep and fast down here. So hopefully just around the corner it'll be a bit shallower and calmer. Yeah. See if this looks it is.
But let me tell you, that is horrible.
Following the Rattlebrook up now to Rattlebrook Head, and this is probably the first bit of normal walking that we've had so far. There's been a distinct lack of path and going has been incredibly slow, going through bogs and over tussocks and around boulders by the sides of the streams. I'm going to guess one-ish, something like that. We're coming down a steep descent from Stengator, and in the distance is High Willhays, which is a big climb we're about to do. And the day has been just a real, I wouldn't say battle, but well, I'll go for it. It's been a battle against tussocky grass. It's been very boggy and squelchy, but that's been fine, but there's been huge parts where there's been no path at all, and it's just been trying to sort of, you might say bushwhack, but it's not bushwhacking because there's no bush to whack, just tussock whacking. But fingers crossed, we've got the tussocky bit behind us now. So we've got this big descent, we're going to get some lunch at the bottom, and up to High Willhays, and from there we should be able to see the pub. So, reasonably precarious river crossing, jumping across there. Thanks Dave for taking my rucksack. And now, up there to High Willhays. We are between, well, actually on High Willhays and heading towards Yestorp. We're not going to climb Yestorp, we're going to skirt off down now, down towards Culliver Steps, and then we're going to see what the time is, and either camp near there, or if we've got enough time, we'll go round to Belston to the Tours Inn. So here we are down that Culliver Steps. We set ourselves a target of getting here before 4, because after that we weren't sure we'd have enough time to get to the pub, eat, and then get out and get somewhere to camp. But we are here at 4:45, so should be about half an hour now into Belston. We can have a bit of a relax at the Tours Inn, hopefully they're serving food, before heading off to find a camp tonight somewhere along the river underneath Cosden Hill. Last bit of the walk has been fantastically straightforward compared to the first bit, and long may this continue. It's proper full, isn't it?
It's better than
Bursting.
better than a rehydrated meal any day.
No, good point. So, coming down to the ford below Irishman's Wall, and in front of us is the walk up to Cosden Hill, which we'll be doing tomorrow. So now it's getting on for 7 o'clock, so we're looking for somewhere to camp. Second night in the X-Mid. Going pretty well so far. My only sort of complaint really is the sleeping area is small. This is a wide pad, and as you can see, it fills the whole thing. A bit of space at the feet there to put my food bag, and at the top just got electronics bag and glasses case, what have you. Also put my clothes there as well once I got into bed. So there's enough room, but there's not loads of room inside this bit. Where there is room is in the porches. I would say too much room. Well, again, not too much, but more than you need really. So one of these porches would be more than enough. But having said that, it is really nice to be able to open up on both sides like this. I'm going to dry this out. Just dry it out. No time at all. So it's useful to go on both sides. Last night, when the wind was coming in from one direction, I couldn't get out of that side. So, I would say that's the only downside so far, is the sleeping area is a bit small. But everything else far outweighs it. It's so easy to pitch, it's so sturdy. So far I'm loving it. We're at the Longstone. We're heading down towards Fernworthy Reservoir now, or we're about to. It's 3:30, still heading on for the Warren House Inn. And as I was filming Dave walking up to the Longstone, I noticed that it was filming in slow motion. And it turns out every single clip I filmed today has been in slow motion, which is why there has been no soundtrack, no sound of skylarks, no witty repartee, just us doing things very slowly.
Slower than usual.
Yeah, good point. I'm hoping, as you watch this, I'll have managed to edit it to reasonably full speed. But yeah, if day, what are we on, day 3? If day 3 footage has gone past in a bit of a flash, and you're thinking, well, I didn't film very much today, that's why.
The irony is you film quite a lot.
I have filmed quite a lot today, yeah, it's been fantastic. Oh, well, there we go.
Similarly, if there are lots of really artsy slow-mo shots of Nick like crossing streams or leaping over boulders, these were purely accidental. But they might end up looking quite good.
Oh well, there you go. A filmmaker right. Well, as you can see, the sun is about to set, and we are right on the edge of the camping map now, just above the Warren House Inn at the end of day 3. So day 4 is going to take us down to Dartmoor, up over Riders Hill, down to Huntingdon Cross, and at the moment we're thinking about maybe making an early start and seeing if we can push on past Huntingdon Cross and just sort of get as close to Princetown as we can for our last day. For right now, we're going to set the tents up and get a good night's sleep, ready for an early start tomorrow. It's day 4. Well, I say good morning, I think it's what they call a technical dawn. Yeah, it's getting, I think, towards 7 o'clock-ish. We wanted an early start today. We were expecting bright skies and sunshine like yesterday, but instead we have this. The forecast is due for it to be really sunny all day, so yeah, just looking forward to all this burning off, and we need to get moving because it's bloody freezing. So we've somewhat descended out of the cloud. There's the Warren House, with the smoke coming out the chimney, looking very inviting. 1 now, and we've just come up from Dry Lake on the Obruk, which was just oh, I don't know what the word is, idyllic spot. So many bits of Dartmoor, especially the sort of little cascades in the rivers, look like they've been designed by Peter Jackson. They're just so perfect. So it's lovely. So there's a lot of this walk which is not on footpaths, marks or otherwise. A feature of the first day was a lot of this sort of tussock hopping, and it slows you down immensely. So be aware, if you are perambulating, that a lot of the time you are just joining points on a map. You're not following paths, and you're having to make your own way. And yeah, chunks of each day, and most of the first day were off track, very much off track. There you are. So this is the Western Wallabrook, or the bottom of, and we're at Huntington Cross. This is the spot that we had earmarked for our night's camp today, and there's plenty of places around, but it's only 4 o'clock, so we're going to push on, and we're going to make tomorrow a bit shorter, and rather than finish tomorrow afternoon, we're going to try and finish tomorrow morning, maybe with a breakfast at the Foxtall Cafe, which is what we did last year, and it was just stupendous. So with that in mind, we're going to push on this evening. Don't know how far. As I say, it's only 4 o'clock now. We're both a bit achy here and there. Dave's Achilles and heel, my knee, just sort of fine. But you know, we've not got another 10 miles in us. We're going to get to Princetown tonight. So we're going to camp somewhere between here and Princetown. No idea where. Yeah, we'll keep going. Okay, just coming out of Red Lake Ford now. And still quite a bit of daylight left, so I'm going to keep pushing on until we find somewhere nice to camp. It's just gone 6 o'clock. We're at Pits, and getting to the point now where we're looking for a spot for the tent. I think we said anything between 6:30 and 7:30. If we find somewhere good. We have passed a couple of spots that would have been okay, but we want to try and get a little bit further tonight. So hopefully something will pop up in the next hour or so. Right, 6:45. We have retraced our steps slightly to Black Lane Brook Ford. Where we were, there wasn't anywhere to camp, the wind was getting up, and the next section of the walk was 2 miles over the top of, something, i.e. getting more windy. So we've retraced our steps just a little bit, 10 minutes or so, and we found a lovely spot here, which is nicely sheltered, nicely flat, everything you want. And it's only 6:45, so we've got plenty of time to cook. Sunset's at 7:30, it's light till about 8:30, so yeah, we're just going to cook, get tucked up because the wind's still a bit chilly, and tomorrow it's probably about 3 hours into Princetown, so I reckon we're going to make it for breakfast at the Foxtall Cafe, which seems really to have become the aim of this walk. another misty start. Final day, day 5, and we've got 6.5 miles into Princetown. Really quiet night last night, no wind, just the sound of the stream, and it only got down to 5 degrees last night, so it was by far the warmest night we've had. So I was, yeah, nice and snug and toasty, and equipment's working really well. The Thermarest X-Therm NXT has really worked well. The sleeping bag I've got, the Thermarest Saros, has a comfort limit of 0, and night before last it was -2, and although I felt the cold, I was uncomfortably cold. So thoroughly recommend that to do its intended job, which is to boost your sleeping system. The pillow's been fantastic, the Nemo Fillo Elite Luxury, spot on. I'm definitely going to take that again. So yeah, everything's worked really well. Right, it is getting on for 7 o'clock, so we're going to, or maybe even just past, so we're going to pack down. The sky is starting to clear a bit, and I reckon we'll be in Princetown around 10:30, maybe a bit earlier, and we will be in sunshine. There's South Hessery Tor, the final waypoint of the walk. 20 minutes now down into Princetown, and that's pretty much it. That's the Dartmoor Perambulation. We've had well, quite a variety of terrain, I think it's fair to say, and a variety of weather, and a variety of route finding issues. But the perambulation has taken us to places we wouldn't otherwise have gone, and we've seen some hidden away corners of Dartmoor and some absolute gems. It's not at all, no. It's been harder work than we thought it was going to be, but in a good way. It's stretched us. And we've managed it, and that's something that I was really proud of. So thank you, Perambulation, and thank you for watching. As always, I'll see you on the next one.